It's that time again. It's me. It's the co-host with a voice and face made for radio. I am Kaz. I'm here with Kid, who is not next to his mic just yet.
I'm fixing our title.
Tech support on stream again. There we go. Hey,
I fixed it.
Stream updated successfully. What's up, guys?
Welcome to another episode of Konstantly Off-traK. Oh, man. Every time. It never fucking fails. There's something wrong.
It's something. It's something. Either I did something, I can't talk, or just machines don't machine.
I blame Skynet on that one.
I don't think we're quite there yet. I think
enough.
we have a little longer before we
You
get
would
to
never
that
know. That's how good Skynet is.
Nah.
Oh, shit. My wiring's all messed up, too. What the fuck?
See, that's not my fault. You set up your own mic.
I know. It says the one
Shut
messing
up.
with his...
Shut up. Shut up. Can't prove anything. Nobody can see us.
Oh, shit.
Ha-ha.
Oh, you don't have to prove shit. Oh, fuck me.
No thanks.
Yeah, I figured. Oh, fuck. What are we talking about today? Other than we went to go see Atria.
Yep.
That was dope. I didn't like all the bands, but I loved Atria. That was, I don't know, that first set just...
Audacious Pulse.
It's not my cup of tea. I'll admit it's not. So I got exhausted fairly quickly. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's, if you've never heard of Audacious Pulse, it's a single female performer with an acoustic guitar.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Just amazing performance on her part, but just that music is just not me, and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
At that point, I think the lack of nicotine started to kick in. Hi, Tristan.
What's
I thought you
up,
were gonna
buddy?
get that your name fixed on YouTube. Are you watching us on Twitch too? Because that would be helpful. We need that that affiliate status, man. Let's get that going.
But I gotta say, first time seeing Atria live, I was thoroughly impressed.
I was too. It's one of those things you hear bands post new music all the time and come out with their music and it sounds really good. And then you see them in concert.
Yeah.
And it's not always the best. One of my things is I used to be a huge fan of Theory of a Dead Man. Got a chance to see them live. And I was very disappointed.
Yeah, I heard they're not the best live. But I mean, you know, that's kind of the advantage of a studio, is that you don't have all that extra noise around. Everything is balanced just right. With a live performance, it gets a little iffy.
That still looks incorrect. I thought you were changing your...
Went from Tristan Cruz to Tristan Cruz. It's all in the inflection.
There you go. But yeah, it was. Now, granted, their lead singer Dakota, I've heard him sing before, so I wasn't worried about voice. I was more worried about the rest of everything put together.
Yeah.
And I was not disappointed at all. It was like going back and seeing, in retrospect, when I went to go see them for the first time. It was one of those things.
I still kick myself that I couldn't get to see them live.
I tried. I was willing to buy you tickets.
I never had the free time.
Yeah, in the free time. It was an excuse.
Well, when you're a full-time dad.
Look, I'm a full-time parent, and dog, you better stop scratching at that fucking door. That was the worst time to need to go out to the bathroom, and just took you out.
He's like, but Dad, I gotta go potty.
But,
I think she's really gotta go.
Jesus Christ, dog. Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, no, I'm going solo. I'm going solo.
Mute. God damn it.
Can't even work your microphone. No, I'd seen Dakota in the videos, but coming face to face with him, actually, meeting him one-on-one and getting to see like his mannerisms, the way he talks, I swear I've met the dude before. I can't think of where, and it's been driving me nuts all weekend.
Did you try asking him?
No.
And this great thing called social media.
Yeah, but there's also this non-existent thing called free time, which we just talked about.
It takes 2 seconds to send a text message.
It takes longer than that if you have to look somebody up. It's not like I have him on my friends list.
I mean, but you know his name. You can message the Atria page.
I know his first name.
You know his Twitch account now. Oh, please, shit! Excuse
Classy.
me. That was where that I feel better. Feel much better.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Do it later. Do it now. I'm just now saying that.
Fine. You know what? You talk. I will look him up through your friends list because I only know his first name.
And then send him a message. Do I know you from somewhere? I swear to God, after this weekend, I know you from somewhere. See, I figured you knew him.
I'm just not sure.
But I couldn't think of where you would have known him.
Jackson is his last name. We have 10 mutual friends.
See, that's why I figured you'd know him. Especially since you used to be so in tune to the music scene.
I mean, kinda. It was limited. And
Less
actually,
limited than it is now.
The people he knows that I know are very specific, and I can't say any of them out loud because that would identify me right away. Would kind of defeat the whole purpose of going by Kaz.
I'm liking our background today.
Yeah, I thought you might like that.
I like that a lot.
New one every week.
What are you gonna do when you run out of different?
Dude, there's 34. It'll be a year before I run out.
Fair enough. You're gonna go to a whole new setup after that.
Okay, well, almost a year, but you know what I mean.
Hopefully, in a year, we'll be an affiliate on Twitch.
Probably.
That's the goal. Hit up 50 friends. Share it. That's all you gotta do.
I don't know. I might randomize it once we go through the whole thing. Or just loop back through. Because, like I said, there's 34.
Yeah. Could. I don't think anybody's ever gonna know. Like, at all.
I don't know. I just like doing something different. It's kind of trippy to watch. It's like Tron plus a kaleidoscope.
Tron plus a kaleidoscope. Hold on. I'm about to my attempt here. I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to open up Twitch here.
No, you can't do that.
Then.
No, you can't do that.
Then.
I will subtract those views from the counter. That is full on cheating.
That didn't work.
By the way, back to the show. We met a couple guys
Yes, we did.
waiting for A-Tray to start.
And they know my name now, but I don't know theirs still. I feel so bad.
That's okay. We may not know their names, but we know their Twitch handles.
Put them on the screen, sir. Go follow them. Actually, I watched...
See, I would put them on the screen, but I didn't know what the Twitch handles were because I couldn't log into Twitch. So I don't have anything prepared.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what I will do, though. I will put them in the chat. Let me load that
Might as
up real
well.
quick.
I'm going to go let my dog in.
Give them the right spelling. Just got to load up the stream real quick on my computer instead of yours. As soon as my computer wants to wake up and do something, that would be really nice. Any second now. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You worthless little computer. Anyway. It's loading. I see the video. I don't see the chat on the side. Give me the chat. I need to type.
The chat! Give him the chat.
It's like the chat box is... Okay, then now it's there. Now it's there. Let me make sure I spell these right.
While you're doing that, one thing I did not expect at all. Now, I kind of did, because this is...
There's one.
Rock and roll and heavy metal. I did not expect for as big as the crowd was. I should say last night I did not expect a mosh pit that large.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and the way they set it off, that beat dropped, and I looked to my right, and I see people fighting, and I'm like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to do it, I want to do it, I want to do it. No, I'm too old for that shit. Fucking.
Yep. It's like that's kind of the downside of Temple Live. There's no chairs. There's nowhere to sit down, so you're standing the whole time. And like, for people like us who have had leg injuries, having to stand that whole time and then trying to mosh and then go back to standing, yeah, that just sounds like a bad time.
That's not happening. And for what's even weirder to me, and I don't know if it matters because there's still. And it was more of a local scene. So in the state of Kansas, they have put a ban on quote-unquote mosh pits. They're not allowed to do them at any heavy metal events. It's part of the reason why we don't get many bigger bands in this city is because of the mosh pits.
Well,
so
it's
the
not necessarily
workaround,
that. It's also the limited venues.
Right. Well, the word mosh pit puts on a negative view. According to the people that have put this ban into place. So the workaround, and I don't know, the last time you've been to a concert, everybody starts now saying at the concert, circle pits. Which is, the same exact thing.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
So it's what they've been doing.
I'll take your word for it.
Circle pits. It's the same thing.
Hey, we got 4 total. 2 on Twitch, 2 on YouTube.
Yay!
We're almost halfway to the mark.
But it's weird because all the band has been is, again, mosh pit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, let's start a circle pit, I'm not influencing a negative activity.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
But I wouldn't be surprised if any band... If they start like cracking down on this stuff, just say fuck it, start a circle jerk. Spread.
That's a totally different thing.
Vibes.
I don't want the vibes to be that positive. Not in the middle of a live show. No, thank you. Like in the privacy of your own home, if you're like watching a show streaming live, have at it. I don't need to see that shit. Not in a venue.
I'm just saying. Don't do it at home, kids.
Nah, with my limited concert experience, the only mosh pit I saw was, I think, 2011. Bullet for My Valentine and Escape the Fate were at the Cotillion. You weren't there?
I went to that concert.
You were not there?
And then right after that, I went to go see Asking Alexandria.
Where was the show?
Huh?
Where was the show?
You just said the Cotillion.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh.
I've been to that show. And then right after that, I went to go see Avenged Sevenfold. Who else was there?
That wasn't 2011.
Yes, it was, because I graduated. The Avenged Sevenfold concert was my graduation present. I took Kyle to that show.
Okay, then the show I went to was probably 2010. Because it was closer to the end of the year. And if you're saying the Avenged Sevenfold concert was after that, when you graduated, that would have been around mid-year.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, this show
Yeah.
must have been 2010. But either way.
I remember doing that because I saw, because it was Bullet for My Valentine, and then I got to see, the only reason why I remember that show is because right after that I saw them again with Avenged Sevenfold. And then I saw them for a third time
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
years later
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
with Avenged Sevenfold again. That was
But-
actually right
but
before
my
my
point
motorcycle
was,
wreck.
my point was, even for a small venue like the Cotillion, moshing and everything, because
Yeah.
there wasn't really any moshing until Bullet got up there, because people were really standing around for Drive A. People were getting into it with Black Tide, but there wasn't any moshing yet.
Yeah.
And I was kind of impressed that there wasn't any moshing with Escape the Fate, because they were going pretty hard.
Yeah.
But it didn't take long after Bullet started. They were just everywhere.
It happens.
On the way out, there was 6 ambulances.
Well, I've seen worse.
Well, it's the Cotillion.
Lamb
They
of
can mosh
God
real
concert.
hard, but there's still not that much room.
The Lamb of God concert that we and Kyle used to go every year they came to town. Every year we would take turns paying for each other's ticket to go. And I remember the second year we went, because we ended up going 3 years in a row, and then they stopped coming to town. Funny story, I'm pretty sure that they have a full-on ban in the state now. Not surprising.
Seriously?
Their third show, it took them an hour and a half to get on stage because they were fighting amongst themselves in backstage.
Divas.
And then they ended up getting a lot of the crowd involved with the fight when they got on stage.
Divas.
Anyway, but the second time we went to go see them, I remember they had a line of ambulances, and it was hard to get out of the venue because of how many people were getting escorted to the hospital. Now, mind you, again, like you said, this is the Cotillion. There was at least 5 mosh pits in the whole venue, big enough that with me and Kyle next to the stage, as close to the stage as we could possibly be, we were still getting hit in the back of the fucking head.
See, now, with a venue that size, I just don't understand how you can have 5 mosh pits without them all just colliding into one
That's exactly
weirdly
how it-
shaped mosh pit.
I mean, the only way you could tell that they were different mosh pits is because of the way it was shaped throughout the venue. But they ended up colliding with each other where people were like doing figure eights between each pit.
What are you doing? Figure skating? No, I'm moshing. You know, if we had a camera, that would have been really fucking funny.
Get fucked, little girl.
Whoa. Okay, no.
I've seen it happen. Poor little kids.
I don't care
Their
what
little
you've seen
pig
happen.
getting
We're not
kicked
saying that
across the room
phrase.
like a football.
We're not saying that phrase.
All I seen is a little kid getting kicked in the head like a football, and it felt so bad for her.
Another good reason not to mosh.
Oh, I think the worst mosh pit I've ever seen was Five Finger Death Punch.
I believe it.
I couldn't get into Five Finger anymore. I can't. I used to be a huge fan of them, and then their past few albums have been repetitive garbage.
Well, I know there was a lineup change after the one dude left and started his own project, Devil Daddy or whatever.
I know I think they're bassist, because he ended up leaving. He became a cop.
I don't know what he did after he left, but then he came back. He's got the red paint on his face or whatever.
Yeah.
Calling himself Devil Daddy.
I'm pretty sure he left and became a cop for a little bit. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But then Ivan Moody's fucking ended up going to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm not saying getting sober is a bad thing.
It's an artistic
But
thing.
it changes when you go through a huge dramatic personality change.
Well, it's not necessarily a personality change; it's a lifestyle change.
But it does. It changes your personality at the same time, and I think
Well,
throws off your
it changes your perspective. I think that's what you mean to say.
I'm not saying that's the reason why Five Finger Death Punch sucks. Now,
Well, I mean,
because I don't want to make it sound like by any means am I saying that, because good on for Ivan for getting sober. I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he's healthy and happy now.
yeah.
But I feel like the music has changed since then.
Well, plus, ever since he got sober, now he won't play my favorite of their songs anymore, which, that sucks for me personally.
What's your favorite of their songs?
Remember Everything.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Let's see, that was The Way of the Fish, wasn't it?
No, that was, I want to say it was Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 1. Because I don't think it was Volume 2. Pretty sure it was Volume 1.
Then that would have been the year after Way of the Fist, so that's why that could explain why I got it confused. Well, Way of the Fist is my favorite album from them, though. Always will be. I'll still play it on repeat. Just nothing else after that.
I don't know.
I can't get into their music anymore, and it sucks. It sucks.
Well, I mean, every so often, especially with a band as old as Five Finger Death Punch, they'll go through changes.
I've seen them twice in concert, though.
It's like, I love the shit out of Bullet, but they're, God, I can't remember what album it was now. It's been so long. What was there was a big hit on it that I didn't really care for. I can't remember the name. Temper was another one that was on that album, and that one was okay. But there was...
I don't know.
Oh shit, my laptop's gonna die.
Oh shit, your laptop's gonna die.
Probably shouldn't let the thing that's hosting the stream crash.
Get the notification.
Yeah, my screen just went dim. Like, oh, I forgot something. Here you go. Plug this sucker in. We're professionals. Anyway,
Back to the topic at hand.
what were we talking about?
Atria.
Atria, that's right.
So, I don't know about you, but I think the highlight of that whole show is when our theme song came on. So I drank last night, so my weekend memory is kind of fuzzy. But I remember that coming on, and I'm pretty sure I nudged you like, hey, go on.
Yes, you were nudging me with your fucking elbow. It's like, dude, I heard him say, y'all ready to reflect? It's like, I knew what was coming.
I don't give a shit. That was dope. It was.
Yes.
Like I said, I wish you would have went to the In Retrospect concert, because that was great, because we were using their music for Driving with Ginger on YouTube. And when he started playing the intro to the Driving with Ginger segments, he points at me, Jack did, and it starts playing, and I'm like, fanboy moments! I'm not even gonna lie, I fanboyed the fuck out for that. And I fanboyed the fuck out for Atria when they started playing Reflections. I have to.
Oh, now I'm struggling. 8008 was the title for the end track. What was the intro? Right?
Misfire.
Yes, that's the one. I knew it started with an M, but I couldn't think of it. The only thing that kept running through the back of my head was like Metallica. That's not even the same fucking band.
Speaking of another band, I have we talked about this earlier. I've never heard, I don't know any of Miley Cyrus's songs. I don't listen to her whatsoever. I think the only thing that I have a little clip bit of in my head is Hannah Montana, and that's because my little brother, for some weird reason, is a fan of Hannah Montana, and so like the intro song to the TV show, the jingle gets stuck in my head sometimes.
See, I don't even know that. In my memory, I've got like a 5 to 8 second clip replaying of Wrecking Ball just because it's a meme.
No, that's in my head. Thanks a lot, asshole.
So just that little bit of the song, I have no idea what the rest of it sounds like, but just that little bit from every meme compilation I've ever fucking seen.
But I've yet to listen to her single Midnight Sky, except for the cover by Atria.
Yeah.
Now,
well, I'll tell you what, not knowing what the original sounds like, I don't need to know. I like the cover.
It's at this point for me, it's not even worth it. I apologize for any Miley Cyrus fans out there, but I'm sure compared to their cover, this is it. Her song's probably garbage.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I mean, I won't judge anyone who likes Miley Cyrus. You like what you like.
Exactly.
Like, I like Chumbawamba, okay? I can't judge anybody.
Wait, what the fuck is Jumbo?
You know it.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
I can't play any of their song because it'll get hit right away. It's one of the most popular songs on the planet.
I fucking know, man.
Here, hold on.
He said, "Here, hold on."
I gotta make sure I keep this away from the microphone.
That's good luck with that. We say fuck every 5 seconds, and you're worried about a fucking song. At that point, you might as well just use some vagina glue to keep your mouth shut.
I'm kidding. I'm so funny. See if there's an
But no, back to while you're looking at it, back to
Well, I'm gonna give you my phone for a second. You're gonna put it up to your ear so that it's not by the microphone.
Okay.
Make sure it's actually playing.
I'm gonna mute my mic then.
Okay. Because I guarantee you know this.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. That song is great.
That's so
It will
old, though.
always be. I don't care. I'm
That's
old.
why I was like,
I'm old, motherfucker.
I'm like, I don't even know what the
I'm allowed
fuck you're
to like
talking
that
about.
shit.
And then I hear it. I'm like, oh yeah. Yo, we probably would get hit for that.
I can't think of anybody other than probably. No, because my son has definitely heard it. So not him. Oh, God, what the hell just happened? No.
What?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
I tried to snooze the update, and it tried to update it.
Yeah, YouTube's still live.
I think I'm reconnected on YouTube. We'll give it a minute just to see what happens.
We didn't lose YouTube.
And Twitch should be coming back on here in just a second.
Cool.
Okay, there we go. My computer tried to suicide, but I fixed it, so we're back. That was bad. No, I had the little thing pop up in the
Any of our
corner.
After listeners, go watch this one on YouTube. It's segmented.
Yeah, it froze for a little bit, but the stream didn't actually stop, so it's all going to be one thing.
It did stop on Twitch.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Unfortunately.
But we're back.
Lame.
No, it was so fucking dumb. I had the little pop-up in the corner of my screen talking about updates and shit for restart, schedule a time, snooze, whatever. So I hit the snooze button so that it'll remind me tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it tries to restart right away.
Are you sure you hit the right button?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll believe you this time.
Telling you, this computer hates me.
But no, as I was saying, you hear covers and the people go, "Oh yeah, that they did that justice."
Mm-hmm.
No, with this cover, that should have been the original. Sorry.
I, you know what? I think I'll leave it to where I don't have anything to compare it to. Just only know the Atria version. That's
That's the
fine
only
with
thing
me.
I know. That's the only thing I want to know at this point. It was, and this is not a biased opinion. I want to make that very clear, abundantly clear. This is not a biased opinion because I know their lead singer.
No, it's just the opinion based off of sound. It sounds good.
My particular taste in music is this. I mean, that's what it's always been. And friends or not, if I don't like your music, I don't like your music.
Right.
I generally liked Atria's music before I realized that the lead singer was Dakota. You know. That's just how it's been.
God, now I gotta log back.
Oh, believe it or not, I found their music from on an ad on Facebook. Their band page popped up as like a people you may like kind of thing, and that's how I found it. And then I seen Dakota, and I'm like, oh, is that your band?
Some things just work out. There, that should keep me logged into YouTube for at least while I'm here. Also, for anyone who may have missed it, if anyone is still out there at all, or possibly watching on the replay, there are two names in the chat. One is Frankensauce. The other is Draco and Powell's Show. They are the two guys. What?
Give me the sauce. Sorry.
Anyway, those are the two guys we met outside of the Atria show on Saturday night. They're pretty
really
cool.
great guys.
Yeah.
They were interesting, and I was too tired. But they were kind enough to follow us, and we followed them back and watched Frankensauce's. Frankensauces?
Frankensauce.
How do you plural?
I don't know.
How do you pluralize that?
It doesn't end with an S, so Frankensauces.
Frankensauces.
Sauce.
Bosses. I watched his stream, and he's very entertaining. I wish I had. I would say the entertainment value he does when it comes to my streaming, when I stream video games. He does a really, really good job, so give him a follow. He is an affiliate, so you can even subscribe to him.
We should confer about that first. Make sure they want to be affiliates before we call them affiliates.
They already are.
They haven't seen the show yet. Just because we know them doesn't mean they're an affiliate to the show.
That's true, but they're affiliate to Twitch.
That's not the same thing. I'm going for accuracy here, damn it.
Accurate these nuts, bitch.
Hey, you're married. I don't need to do that for you.
I'm not going to get into that on the fucking podcast.
Jesus.
I'm not. Nope. Not touching that subject today.
See, what I will do, though, I will check the Facebook group, see if we got any more questions in to answer, because we do have one from before the show started. Take a second, because that fucking laptop suicide attempt closed me out of everything.
I don't understand why this is so chalky.
You probably didn't shake it right.
No, I did, though. This would be really good with tequila.
Jesus. You're a special kind of special, you know that?
Splash of vodka.
All right, so we have one question for today.
Just one?
Just one. But
I love you guys, but y'all lame.
that's
Come
rude.
on.
That's rude. They can
Give
send in
'em-
questions during the show.
Fair enough. In the comments below are the questions that shall be asked. Will Kaz and Kid answer them in the next video? Who knows? Find out next.
They'll answer them in this video. Fez is busy, or else he'd be here. He's working. Okay, so the one question we do have comes from a Miss Hope Odell. The question is, what's your favorite game, and have you beaten it? Well, I don't think either of us have just one favorite game, so how about you take the lead on this one?
Actually, I have a favorite series, and this is one I've talked about before. Jack
Okay.
and Daxter. Have I beaten the series? No. The one... I haven't even beat Jack 2. I've gotten far enough, and then I remember as a kid, I got far enough that I could have beaten it. I had like a few missions left, and I think the next console came out, and I ended up getting it, and I never went back. And then by that time, Jack 3 came out, and I think by the time I was actually able... No, that's right, because I got an Xbox. And then Jack 3 came out, and I was like, fuck, I can't play it because it's on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I never went back to it. Recently, I did a few years ago. And I don't know if it's because of the way it aged that I couldn't get into it because I got so used to the newer games, newer mechanics, newer engines. But I couldn't get back into it. However, I could still go back into playing Jack 1 and 2 all day long, though, which is weird. So, no, I have not finished the Jack series, unfortunately. And it's even one of those things, I love the series so much. Everybody's like, oh, well, if you want to know how it ends, just watch it on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. I could. I'm not going to. Well, why? Well, because I want to experience that for myself.
Right.
Eventually. God knows when that's going to fucking happen, though.
Well, thing is, they're made by Naughty Dog, so they're never going to be cross-platform. It's always going
Right.
to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Until Microsoft decides to buy up the rights to the Naughty Dogs.
I hope they
Titles.
don't. I hope they don't. Just let Naughty Dog sink.
But they make decent titles.
I can't think of anyone who thinks The Last of Us 2 is a decent title.
I'm not talking about The Last of Us.
That's Naughty Dog.
I know that. But they have made decent titles.
Okay, but yeah, in the past.
They have time here to bring themselves out from the depths of the ocean.
Just give it time, let Naughty Dog sink, and then someone can buy up the specific IPs and just see where it goes from there.
They should buy up Jack and Dexter. We should get a whole, either a reboot or
Did they
a
ever
remaster.
remaster Jack and Daxter?
Nope.
Huh. I could have sworn they did at some point.
Mm-mm.
That needs to happen.
They did. I think they updated the engine so it would play on the PlayStation 4 when they released all the Jack and Dexter games, including Jack and Dexter X. Fucking gross. Nobody asked for a Jack and Dexter racing game. But they updated the engine so it would play on PlayStation 4, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, that one's on the PS4. That's a streaming cloud title, right?
No. You can purchase it.
Well, still, I thought that was
I mean, it's on their PlayStation Now network, but you can actually go back in and actually purchase the titles that's any game on their PlayStation Now network. You can always purchase it if you want, but there's like that one, and then Red Faction is also one of those ones where you can get it free for the PlayStation Now subscription, or you can go purchase them outright, except for Red Faction 1. I think because that one's just too old. I don't think they're going to ever update that engine.
Yeah, no.
Which is surprising because, I mean, we've got an updated engine for the original Doom.
Actually, thinking about it, how old is Red Faction?
I don't know, but it was ahead of its time when it came out. That's for sure. Way ahead of its time.
2001, yeah. There's...
Everything in that game was damn near destructible.
There's been plenty of time. We could actually have a legitimate remaster of the Red Faction series.
I hope so. At least the first 3 games.
I don't even remember how many there were.
5, I think. Hey, my wife is home.
Red Faction 2, Armageddon, Guerrilla.
Did they dilate your eyes?
No, but I need bifocals and I can't drink that without food.
Okay.
I dropped my blood sugar to the point that they almost didn't let me drive out of there.
Oh, damn.
I was getting really dizzy and lightheaded, and so they took it 3 times before they would let me leave.
Interesting.
I need bifocals because
My wife's becoming an old lady.
my vision's been getting blurry when I'm like reading and stuff. And he was like, "Well, let's take a look closer in and see." And he was like, "You could benefit from bifocals. Also, I have to buy eye drops because my allergies." He tested my eyes to see how bad the wateriness has been because it's been getting worse, like when I'm outside. So he recommended that I have to get this medicated eye drops for my eyes too. So that's fun.
So you were saying which ones come out? Red Faction 2.
Yeah, just what I see right here. I didn't actually look for the series.
Oh,
Just in the related titles, I see Red Faction 2, Armageddon, and Guerrilla.
okay.
That doesn't tell me how
See,
many games
I
there were.
think Guerrilla was the one I lost interest in. Because I think that was a PlayStation 3 flagship title. It was supposed to be one of the titles that they released to open up for the PlayStation 3. And it didn't feel like Red Faction. See, when I think of Red Faction, I think of a first-person shooter where everything I shoot at will crumble into little bits. Because I remember being able to shoot if I wanted to get to one side of the map without attacking an enemy, load up on rockets, start shooting the wall until I reached the end of the level. And you could do that.
I don't know. I'm seeing 7 titles here. We got Red Faction 1, which is 2001. Red Faction 2 in 2002. Red Faction Beast, which was canceled. And then Guerrilla in 2009. Battlegrounds in 2011. Armageddon also 2011. And we have another one, Red Faction Evolution, which says TBA.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's a new one coming out or if it was just a suspended title.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track on the Red Faction series. But a remaster of number 1 would be great.
See, it looks like it first got leaked in 2019, so this is actually a newer Red Faction title. I did not know that.
But no, for a game like Red Faction, though, it was way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. Like, leaps and bounds. Because I don't think another game came out for another few years where everything was destructible.
Yeah.
And even then, not everything was destructible.
Sort of gameplay-wise, a lot, like design-wise, it really reminded me of Perfect Dark.
Yes. But the one thing I liked about it, so I remember there was one of the sniper rifles in Red Faction. It had an infrared scope on it. You could see people through walls. And if you could shoot them through the wall. And the one thing I loved about it, and I went ahead and recently replayed it because it's got a multiplayer feature, and I wanted to show the kids what I grew up on. And I didn't notice it before until a couple months ago when I replayed it, is if you shoot through the wall, kill the enemy, you can actually see a hole And if you take your regular sniper rifle out with the scope, you can actually see directly through that hole to the other side. Yeah.
Interesting. So it's like it kind of makes a hole in the map, but it doesn't actually because of the graphical limitations.
Normally, whenever you see that, it's just like a graphical image.
Yeah, like an overlay.
Right. This was a physical hole in the wall that you've created in game. Like I said, everything in this game was damn near indestructible except for most metal objects. But anything that was rocky, you could blow a hole in. You could shoot from...
See, that kind of makes me wonder, did Red Faction have a bullet hole limit?
I don't
You know, like a lot of other games, when you shoot enough bullets and, you know, you're missing things,
Yeah.
so you get bullet holes everywhere after you shoot a certain
Things would
amount.
despawn.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because, again, this wasn't just your normal bullet hole. This was the environment being destroyed.
Right, but I mean, even that seems like it would be really resource heavy for a game like that.
I don't know. Because I remember doing a playthrough, and mind you, keep in mind in Red Faction, you're a miner joining a rebellion
Right.
on Mars. So most of the environment is really rocky, and there's a lot of tunnels and stuff like that. I remember getting stuck on a part, and I decided to use my rocket to drill myself around the part that I was stuck on.
Right.
And I remember skipping 3 or 4 checkpoints. And this game was a game that didn't have a lot of checkpoints. And it required you to physically save your game. It had no autosave feature. Even if you reached a checkpoint, you had to you didn't reload your checkpoint when you died.
Okay, so it was a PS2 title, which means
Yes.
there's a good chance it didn't have that bullet hole limit.
Yeah, it was a wicked game. It was great to play. Not my favorite, but I would love to see a remaster of it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably buy a PlayStation 5 just to play it. Because I think it's a Sony exclusive.
Oh, actually, speaking of, I wonder what the engine was.
Oh, we opened up a can of worms for Kaz here.
It was Geomod. Who is behind Geomod? Developed by Volition. It's so weird seeing THQ on a video game after all these years. I mean, when's the last time you saw the THQ logo?
Their remaster of Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
God, how long ago was that?
Last year.
Was it really?
Uh-huh.
It seems like it's been a lot longer.
No, that was last year. They released Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Both of them
Pretty sure that was
remastered.
last
I
year?
think that's the second remaster each one of them have gotten.
Maybe.
Buzz Lightyear to the roof. I don't know who all heard that, but
There's Kitty's watching Toy Story in the background. I don't know, but I got to thinking, seeing a remaster on something like Unreal 5. Or is it 4?
Jesus.
Is it 5? 4.
What was the remaster on Unreal? Are we still talking about Tony Hawk?
No. We're at Red Faction.
I don't ever
Is the,
think...
wait, is the newest one Unreal 5? Or is it 4?
The newest engine is Unreal 5.
Okay, yeah. So
Because they
all
released the tech demo for Unreal 5 using a teaser for the new Matrix video game.
Yeah, yeah. I
Which
couldn't
looks
remember
dope,
which number
by
it
the
was.
way. I
Yeah.
wish I had a PS5 so I could try that out.
Here's the thing. So, the I can't remember what it's called. Whatever that new Matrix thing is. It's basically like a short film.
Yeah.
It's not really a game.
No, they have a tech demo game on the PlayStation 5 currently.
Yes, I know. That's all it is a tech demo.
I know.
There's not going to be an actual game.
Oh, they're really not going to do this
No,
whole...
it's a tech demo for the Unreal Engine. It's not a tech demo for a Matrix game.
Fuck.
And it's basically a short film that you walk through. That's pretty much it.
I've seen people actually just drive around the whole city that's available there, though.
It's not very much.
It's still enough. It looks beautiful.
Well, yeah, but
I
I
want to
mean,
see it for myself.
I mean, it's interesting to see the behind the scenes stuff because you can filter through like different different aspects of the programming. You know, different what's part of the landscape, what's actually loaded in, what's individual objects, that kind of thing. But aside from that, it's so limited on what you can do. It seems like it's more showing the limitations of Unreal 5 while hiding the fact that it's actually showing the limitations of Unreal 5, which is a kind of underhanded way to do it. With as impressive as an engine this is, to put that out there for people and only give you this little box to walk around in,
Right.
but try to make it this most grandiose thing you possibly could. It's a little bit shitty.
That's true. But could you imagine, though, with what we've seen of the Unreal Engine, the new one, the 5, is... So, I don't know. So, you knew that the Unreal Engine was first demoed and released as a video game? The Unreal Tournament, that was their thing. This is our engine. This is what we can do with it. Here's a video game of it. It was the Unreal Tournament. All done in the Unreal Engine.
I know for a while it was just as accessible as Unity.
Yes.
For, like,
I mean,
indie
a lot of people are
developers.
using it for mods and stuff like that on like GTA and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, people were also making their own games to put on like Game Jolt,
Yeah.
Greenlight, and what have
And
you.
they came out beautifully. But could you imagine them going, instead of doing the tech demo the way they did, they just said fuck it and released a new Unreal Tournament video game all in the Unreal 5 engine? That is another game that I do miss because it was ahead of its time too. I think it came out around the same time Red Faction did. But back then everything was still destroyable.
Right. Destructible.
You could destroy it. I love to blow things up. Leave me alone.
But anyway, that's what I was getting at, though. Seeing the completely destructible environments on Unreal 5, that would be something else.
That would be dope. Especially, like, imagine like the Battlefield franchise using the Unreal 5 instead of using the DICE engine.
I don't play Battlefield.
I've played the recent one. Now, there's not as lot as things that you can destroy in the current Battlefield game as the older ones, but I can imagine the shit that they would be able to do using the Unreal 5 engine over the DICE engine. Because the DICE engine is great. It's just Unreal is better. It always has been. I wish more games would use it. Especially games like Gears of War. Wait, no, they did use the Unreal Engine, didn't they? I don't know. I don't think they did. Because they would have been able to get all those graphics and then still be able to have better movement within the video game. Because I know that was one of the things that was wrong with Gears of War franchise is that they focused so much on graphical story than they focused on gameplay. Which, I mean, worked out in their favor because look how popular the Gears of War franchise has been.
Let's see.
He's looking stuff up, everybody.
Games, Coalition. Where is the game engine? Somebody tell me the fucking game engine, because that's what I was looking for. Oh, come on. Unreal 3.
Was it Unreal? Okay.
Yep.
Which?
Good old Control F. I'm looking through a Wikipedia page. I need to find something. Oh, what does that word start with? F. Let's try Control F. Found it.
But no, those are my favorite video games. I'd still love to see a remaster of Jak and Daxter.
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 Not Dexter.
Daxter.
Daxter. Jak and
Especially Jak
Daxter.
2. Because, God, would it be great to have the hoverboard mechanic updated? I think that was one of my favorite things in Jak 2 was having that hoverboard going around and slapping the Crimson Guard in the face with the hoverboard, jumping up doing tricks.
Actually, now I'm really curious. Jak and Daxter was Naughty Dog. What was Ratchet and Clank?
Oh, I don't know.
Insomniac.
That's right, because there's an Easter egg for Ratchet and Clank in the new Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
What?
Well, the engine for the new Ratchet and Clank is really solid.
I don't know, I haven't played it.
And since they're both published by Sony, being exclusives and all, blah, 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 I wonder if it would be worthwhile for Insomniac to buy the rights to Jak and Daxter and then remaster it on that engine. Because that engine is fucking amazing for the platformer style.
That would be nice. Although, I mean, the Jak series has always been more open than Ratchet and Clank has, as far as explorability and things like that. Granted, there's a lot of platforming at least in the first Jak game, there was more platforming, but Jak 2 and 3 was way more open.
Well, I mean, when you think about it this way, you've got A Rift Apart, which is the newest Ratchet and Clank, and you've got those portals that can open without any load times where you're going to a different environment. If they take the resources that they use to do that, where you've got overlapping maps, and apply that to just an open area, it increases how much you have to work with exponentially.
Fair enough. That would be interesting. Maybe we can get our Daxter standalone game remastered too. Did you know they did that?
I know there was an attempt. I didn't know they actually
Came
made
out
one.
for the PSP. It was a PSP
okay.
game.
Well, that makes sense then.
But it was crazy for a PSP game. Most of the city of Haven City could be explored because it was set right after, like, right at the beginning of Jak 1. You jump in, or Jak 2. You jump into a portal. You arrive in Haven City. You get captured by the Crimson Guard, and for a good year or two, you're being tortured the whole time, and then you wake up. Jak finds you. Blah blah blah. Well, the Daxter game is the story of Daxter running through Haven City looking for Jak.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a really good game. The fact that you're Daxter, this little fucking whatever he is.
There's a name for it. I just can't remember what it is.
Running around in Haven City, you think Haven City is a big place. That's going to take a lot of time for something so little to get to one into the. They do it good though. They do it really well. It would be nice to get a remaster of that game. Because I can't play it anymore because I don't have the PSP. I don't think anybody has one anymore.
I do.
Do you really?
PSP. I still have a PSP with a copy of Crisis Core.
Let me buy it from you.
Hell no.
So I can play the Daxter game.
Fuck no. No. I still go back to Crisis Core every now and then. I'm not giving that up.
The one Sony product he owns.
No, I also have a PS3.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I sold mine a long time ago.
Yeah, I kept the PS3 so that I could still play the 1.5 and 2.5 collections for Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Because it was cheaper than buying each individual game.
You can just buy a PS4 and buy the trilogy.
Yeah,
Or
but I already
the
have these
expansion.
collections. I don't want to rebuy the game.
That's fair.
Like, you can play PS1 games on the PS4. Okay, how about the PS3 games that came out just before the PS4? Can we play those? Huh?
No.
Huh? How about it, Sony? Make me sell and rebuy my own fucking games. Fuck you.
You'll be alright. You'll live.
Then they got released on Xbox, and that was just the greatest fucking thing. Because they were on
We kill this cat.
they were on Game Pass for a little while.
Yeah.
Still got Kingdom Hearts 3 on Game Pass. I don't think that's going to go anywhere anytime soon. Let's not break the microphones. That would be good.
I hope they keep it on Game Pass. Go away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they took off the 1.5 and 2.5 because of the re-release collection, where it was literally all in one. So they wanted people to actually have a reason to get that versus the other things that were already there.
I still have yet to play 3.
It's good. It's different if you're not used to it. Like, I never played Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS, so I'm not used to the whole free flow style of combat. But once you actually get used to it, just spend some time in Olympus Coliseum, which is the first place you go before you go anywhere else, and they take you there right away. I don't think you even have to fly there, if I remember right. It's been a minute. But just take the time, go through the landscape, try to swing off as many things as you can, jump off of walls, mix up your combat.
Fair enough. So I think we know what your favorite game is.
Yes, okay, so it's hard to say that I have an absolute favorite, but always ranking near the top will be the Kingdom Hearts series. I fucking love it. I will never stop loving that game. The next installment, whatever Kingdom Hearts 4 is, it could completely suck. And you know what? I can still go to everything up to 3. Because there's a shitload there. It's a giant library.
Do you think they'll ever make a 4?
Yes.
Do you really?
They've made it very clear the series is not over.
Jesus Christ.
And the game's been out long enough, so I'm going to spoil the shit out of the ending.
Go for it.
Do you remember, I think it was back in 2008, I want to say, when we got the first test footage for Final Fantasy Versus 13,
Yes.
but it never went anywhere?
Right.
That's what became Final Fantasy 15. They redid everything, new engine, new assets, but all the stuff that they still had got repurposed. What they did was Tetsuya Nomura, the guy who made all this stuff, he adjusted the characters that are in it and brought it into the Kingdom Hearts lore because all those assets are still there and we actually have a use for them now.
Yeah.
The guy who was Noctis is now a guy named Yozora. In English, he's played by Dylan Sprouse.
I have no idea who that is.
Remember Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
Yes.
He was one of them. They're twins. I don't remember which one.
Oh.
Yeah. Totally doesn't sound like him anymore. The dude actually sounds like a badass. And he plays a badass in the game. You only get to see him at the very end. I think it's like the secret boss ending or whatever.
Right.
The true ending for the game. Sora is sort of dead, but not really dead. He's gone. He's missing. He shows up in what looks like real-world Japan.
Okay.
Which is beyond mind-blowing just in and of itself. But the world is supposed to be the world of fiction. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go. There's potential there, and there's many ways that they can go with it. So they're not really pigeonholing themselves in this. But the goal is to find Sora.
How many times has Sora died at this point? Well, quote-unquote died.
This will be the second time.
See, that's just...
The first time, he basically succumbed to darkness, right? He
Yes.
became heartless. So his heart was separated from his body. That's how you got the heartless form of Sora and Roxas, the nobody.
Yeah.
But after this really, really sappy way of putting it, after Kairi gave him his light back, basically gave him a hug, and she's a pure light. So, they're connected.
Everything can be fixed with a hug.
Whatever. It's sappy, but it makes sense.
Leave it to Disney,
I guarantee it makes sense if you just play the game. But So he gets brought back at that point. That technically is one time that he died. This time it's almost like he's erased from existence. The power of waking is actually the power of time travel.
Let's not get into time travel right now.
Well, here's the thing. They actually go really far into the repercussions. So with Xehanort, he was time traveling throughout the entirety of the series that we have so far.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what, he was always going to fail. That was his repercussion. Of course, we don't know that until the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, and we finally see what happens.
Yeah.
There was no way for him to win. It just wasn't going to happen. He got really close. It seemed like he was going to win. But as long as Sora's there, it's not. It just can't. So Sora, getting the power of waking, uses it and abuses it. So he keeps going back. I think he went back twice into the same timeline. Saved everybody, and then tried to save Kairi because she was struck down by Xehanort. So he went back to save all of his friends. Then he went back again in that same stretch of time, sort of, to save her. And now it's erasing him.
Makes a lot of sense, actually. Believe it or not, it does.
Yeah. So now we get to find out this Yozora guy, who in the Toy Box world, which is Toy Story,
Yeah.
is actually a character from a video game. Which, if Square Enix has any sense, they'll take what they made for the preview of this game, and they'll make a full fucking game. It looks that goddamn good. It's called Verum Rex. It's like Final Fantasy on crack. This thing is glorious. There's so much potential there, and it's just going to be squandered if they don't make an actual Verum Rex game.
Right.
So that's seemingly where he's from, but now he's on this mission to find Sora. We don't even know who he really is, where this world actually is, or what it is. And he basically fights Sora in a dream. One of the trailers from Final Fantasy Versus 13 was Noctis in the back of his car, and he's got the driver talking to him while he's driving through the city of Insomnia.
Yeah.
They just repurposed that, put Yozora in his place, waking up from the daydream in the back seat, right after that fight with Sora.
Huh. I'm going to play this one now. I have to, because I haven't... I've played the other ones. I haven't played... was it 1.2?
What?
Or no, one of the mid games that they released.
There's a lot.
Yeah. I don't remember. I think it was like... Oh, I don't fucking remember which one. I know I haven't played any of the point installments. But I played the mainline 1, 2.
Okay, here's the thing. 1.5 is a collection of 3 games.
Okay.
2.5 is a collection of 3 games. 2.8 is a collection of 3 games, basically.
Well, I haven't played those ones. I've only played the mainline games so far.
Okay, but those games are in those collections.
Oh, well then.
So 1.5 is Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, what the fuck was the third one? I think it was Coded.
Okay.
It was either Coded or the title that everybody hates, 358 Days Over 2. The title makes sense if you play the game. I promise. I promise. The entire stretch of the game takes place over that many days. Roxas is keeping count of how long he's been with the organization, basically how long he's been alive.
Yeah.
And it's over 2 because there's 2 stories back to back.
Okay.
So, as far as the collections go, 1.5 and 2.5, one of them has Coded, which was a mobile game to begin with. It's about Jiminy's Journal. And then that one that I just talked about. One of them's in one of them's in the other. I just can't remember which right now. But as far as the actual games that are in 2.5, you got Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep.
So the only one that I haven't played then so far is 3.
Well, that's not all, because you also have Dream Drop Distance, which bridges the gap between 2 and 3.
I haven't played that one.
And then in the 2.8 collection, you also have 0.2. It's an extension of Birth by Sleep with the secret endings.
Okay.
There's basically what's called the 0 point story. I'm not even going to get started on this, or we'll be here all day. But anyways,
If anybody's interested, I actually found a video that I shared with you like 6 years ago on Facebook. It's the dumbed down version of Kingdom Hearts.
6 years ago.
Damn near 6 years ago. I don't know. It popped up on my Facebook memories. I tagged you and Bryson in it because Bryson's a huge fan of the Kingdom Hearts series. So I tagged you two in it. This was years ago. And it's pretty much the story of Kingdom Hearts dumbed down, and it's somebody had fan cartoon art style, to tell a story of what Kingdom Heart is.
Are you sure that's not a video done by Mr. Barry Kramer?
I don't know. All I remember is tagging you in it. You commented, "Go fuck yourself."
Hold on a second.
And it opens up with, and this is Donald Duck. He's a dumbass. That I remember there's one part where he goes, you're set off to fight the Heartless and the Nobodies. Well, essentially, they explain what a Heartless is and what a Nobody is. It's like the dumbest way possible.
I don't know. I'm seeing a good enough summary of Kingdom Hearts with the cartoon animation thing. But that's 2019. This isn't the right. That's for an ad. It's probably an ad that's on the video.
No, that's none of those are.
That doesn't look like the art style?
I mean, it kind of does, but that's definitely not the video. They tried a little harder than that.
Yeah, I'm going to need something more specific to go off of. Because there's a lot of shit on YouTube.
I'll look it up and resend it to you.
Yay, more rage.
What's funny is it came on my memories yesterday. On my Facebook memories.
Can you not look at it?
I don't know if I can look at yesterday's memories.
I don't know. I don't use the memories thing on Facebook, so I can't say one way or the other.
Excuse
I know
me.
there's a page for it. I never touch it. It's like meth. Not even once. Not even once. Yeah, me having a Facebook account at this point is basically a formality. I don't even update my profile picture. It's been like that since like 2013.
I know. Yeah, it's not letting me.
Almost 10 years old now.
Bless you.
Ugh. I knew that one was coming, but it took a while.
I don't.
Ugh.
I don't see where I can look up stuff from like yesterday.
Oh well.
That makes me sad because now I really want to show you. I just can't find it.
I don't know. I just always remember the Barry one. For those who don't know, Barry Kramer is a member of Game Grumps. He was their editor for the longest time. Those guys actually do like Kingdom Hearts, but the video he made makes it seem like he absolutely hates Kingdom Hearts and just wants it to disappear, so he did like a one-off video, a good enough summary.
And it was
it was irritating to watch.
It was weird. I'll find it eventually. I have to. Because now that's just going to bug the fuck out of me for the rest of my life if I can't find it and send it to you.
Well, that works for me. Be bugged. Anyway.
No, what I was going to ask you, though, as I drop my shit. So we were talking about them. They are going to have a Kingdom Hearts 4. You're absolutely
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Most of what we've had.
What they said was when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, this was the conclusion of the Xehanort saga, the Seeker of Darkness saga. But the story will continue. There is places to go. Sora's not gone permanently. There's still a story to tell.
Well, and then most of what they've used as far as Kingdom Hearts go has been Disney and the Final Fantasy franchise.
Well, yeah.
Now that Disney has bought up so much, I can see so many things that they could use.
We're not getting Star Wars and we're not getting Marvel.
That's what I was going to get to.
Nope. It's
Why not?
happening.
I can see it now. Sora meeting up with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nope. Nope. No. That's not going to happen. I guarantee you it's not going to happen.
You look like you don't want it to happen.
I don't want it to happen.
Why not?
Because I don't like the current state of Marvel.
I'm talking about...
It's bad enough that we had Skrillex in the opening of Kingdom Hearts 3, all right? Don't shit on my favorite franchise anymore. No. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Don't do it. Hikaru did not need any help writing music up to this point. She didn't need help performing music up to this point. She did just fine with every version of every intro that's come out for these fucking games. We don't need Skrillex. Ugh.
You already have it.
We don't need Modern Marvel either.
Not even like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
They won't do that, though.
Just saying.
If they're going to put that in this game, what they're going to do is they're going to push the latest version of anything to try to get that selling.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're not going to go all the way back to, like, say, Iron Man 2 and try to tell a story from around 15 years ago.
Yeah. Lame. Can you imagine Sora facing up against Thanos, though?
I'd rather not. We don't need that power comparison. It doesn't make sense.
Just saying.
Like, it makes sense with all the Final Fantasy characters because
Yeah.
all their abilities and magic is all based off the same system as
True.
Kingdom Hearts. And when you've got characters like even Jack Sparrow, which, still didn't make any fucking sense, but you've got basically mythical monsters in that story already.
Yeah.
Which kind of lends itself to the Heartless, and then you've got the curses and all that stuff, which can lend itself to other different kinds of
Right.
gameplay. But I mean, when you're facing off against Marvel characters, what do you make a Heartless based off of? Each hero basically only fights one person, generally, per installment.
But you got a multitude of multiverses to play around with.
But that's still new. Nothing's been done with that yet.
True. I mean, Sora can get thrown into one of Doctor Strange's multiverse portals, and there you go.
Okay, well,
now he's in
here.
Marvel Zombie World.
Aside from that, you have to make the Kingdom Hearts gameplay mechanics actually make sense in the world that they're in. So,
it's a video game. You don't have to
Hearts.
make shit make sense.
Yeah, you do. With a story like this, yeah, you do.
It's a video game.
Even though it's a video game, yeah, you do. Because the story won't make any sense otherwise. That's why when they go to Monsters, Inc. world, they actually go to Monstropolis in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's not Heartless that they encounter. It's Dream Eaters. Nightmares.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's lore-friendly.
Fair.
So, I mean, when it comes to the Marvel series, you don't have anything like people's hearts being lost to darkness or anything like that.
Yet.
We don't need anything like hearts being lost to darkness or anything like that.
Just saying.
No.
Just saying.
No, thank you.
So this is why we can't have a what if video, because you don't know how to stop shitting on stuff.
I'm me. I'm not going to change.
It's supposed to be entertainment, you jackass.
Yeah, well, part of my entertainment is just telling you no.
That's for yourself.
Hey, if I don't enjoy it, I don't know how anybody else is going to enjoy it. Especially if I'm creating the content.
Oh, man. You
So
kill
once
me.
again, no.
So is Kingdom Hearts your only favorite game?
Well, I do have another series that's always going to stick with me, and that's Five Nights at Freddy's. I know everybody
couldn't
gets sick of
get
it.
I'm not sick of it per se. I just, when it comes to horror, I guess it's just me growing up on games like Resident Evil and Silent
it's
Hill.
also not that kind of horror game.
True, but I can't get into it. Like I think I might be. I've been wanting to get into the new installment. What is that? What's the new one? Security Breach.
Yeah.
I can get into that. I've been watching Markiplier play it here recently. I know he finished up with it. I can get into.
Oh, before we go any further in this, to answer the second part of that question, have I finished it? No, I don't have money, so I can't buy any of the games. I just watch people play it.
Wait, which games do you need to finish it?
I don't have money. I can't buy any of them.
Which games do you need to finish it?
All of them.
And they're not all on Xbox right now. I know 3 is.
The first 4, at least, were on Game Pass. I haven't looked in a while, so I don't know if they're still there. I know I had to uninstall 1. I played some of it, but I didn't get very far. But I needed the space to download something else. So, to be fair, I'll have the ability, maybe,
I had the whole
to play the
set,
first 4.
and I sold it to get an Xbox.
That's all right.
I'm
not mad about it. I like the story more than the gameplay anyway.
That's true. That's fair.
That's kind of my thing. I like really drawn out, convoluted-ish stories.
I told you. You said it. I've been saying it for months now.
I said
years
ish.
now.
I said ish. Convoluted-ish. Things that can
you
seem
said
convoluted.
it's official now. Nope, it's official.
Anyway.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Stories that can't be told in one go. That's what I like.
Fair enough. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Where's the hype at? Because I can't get into it.
There was too much of a delay with Security Breach. That's what happened with the hype. And then there was the announcement of the movie, but the script couldn't get nailed down, and then the director left, and then another director left, and then another.
I just can't get into the series. I can't. Not even the story.
I mean, I can see that. There's not a whole lot of, how do I put it? There's not a lot of well-presented story in at least the first game. There's some of it there in the second, but with the first one, all you really get is the phone calls, and most of it's just explaining to you what your job is.
Right.
You have to really play the game a lot to see the different changes and the posters on the walls to actually read everything and put it all together.
I think the only thing that as far as story goes, the only thing I could get into is the theories behind the game and their story. Like Matt Pat on YouTube does his game theorist.
Which, by the way, I still hold this opinion and I will not move. Scott Cawthon only confirmed the Bite of 83 because of Matt Pat and the fact that he wouldn't let it the fuck go, even though it doesn't make sense at all and it has never been real. It is not real. Scott can shut the fuck up. I know he made it, but seriously, no. If you look at the game from there, or from the beginning to that point and a little bit past that, nothing about the Bite of 83 makes sense. It's not real. It's not a thing. There's only one bite in the entire story, and it's like that on purpose. Anyways, continue. Sorry, you brought up Matt Pat, and it just clicked. That still pisses me off.
Anyway, I get intrigued by the Five Nights at Freddy's theories that he's been doing, including the one for Security Breach.
I haven't actually watched any of those theory videos yet.
They're not bad, and some of them make a lot of freaking sense. Judging by from what I've seen and what of the story and what I've watched, like the one in Security Breach, it shows that. So, from my understanding of the story, there's a family, the dad that created everything. He ended up burning down the pizzeria. Blah blah blah. He had 2 kids.
Not exactly, but I'll let you continue.
One of them, I'm just going. Again, I've never played the game or involved myself enough into the story to pinpoint who's who and what is what, other than what I've seen and what I've read.
And he had 3 kids.
Right.
You said 2.
I was gonna go with 3. Just give me a second. Anyway, so in Security Breach, there is an enemy that chases you in a bunny suit. Not animatronic. Supposedly that's the daughter.
No.
Again, that was just a theory. And then
No, because we know for sure who the daughter is now.
do we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never played the games. I can't get myself to get into it. It's one of those franchise, which is weird because my kids are like, you should give me Five Nights, because they have the whole package on Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, you kids, like the other day, my kids.
Wait, there's a Switch port of Security Breach? That doesn't make any
not
sense.
Security Breach. It's all the way up until
okay.
Security Breach, and then including Sister Location.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole push of this package, including Sister Location and
Yeah,
whatever.
because even Pizzeria Simulator, I don't think you can get that anywhere except Steam.
I don't
but
know.
it's also free.
Yeah. I don't know how they want me to get into it with them, and I can't. And I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical on getting the game for them because one of my kids, we were playing. We were watching a video and we thought it came from the video we were watching. We hear crying, and we're like, "What the fuck?" And my son's sitting there. I'm scared. I'm like, "What are you scared of?" It's too dark. Freddy's gonna get me. And I'm like, why are you watching these videos, kid?
Yeah, we had something
Just
similar.
an hour ago, you were telling me, look, Dad, we're at Walmart. Look, they've got Five Nights at Freddy's for the Switch. Can I get that game? Told him the next morning, you're not getting that game. I'm not going to get up in the middle of the night helping you out because you had a nightmare.
Right. We had something similar with my son. Five Nights at Freddy's is his favorite franchise. There's nothing compares to it for
I think
him.
that's any 7 to 13-year-old's favorite video game right now is Five Nights at Freddy's.
But he ended up having a nightmare about Foxy, and after that, he wouldn't go to sleep without a nightlight.
Sounds about right. Kids.
Yeah, we spent, I want to say at least a good 6 months not letting him watch anything Five Nights at Freddy's related.
I don't. I think that's the other thing that kind of pushes me away from the franchise too, is how many kids run around hyping it up.
Well,
And I'm sorry, when I see a preteen hyping up a game like that, I'm like, yeah, it can't be that interesting, especially in today's generation.
well, I get that, but you kind of have to think about it this way. Five Nights at Freddy's is a pioneer franchise. It's literally the only face in family-friendly horror right now.
Fair.
What used to be Goosebumps is no longer serialized, I don't think. They're not making anything else. The sequel movie, if I remember right, is Dead in the Water. They're not doing anything
They
with that.
released the 2 movies with Jack Black, and I think HBO picked up or got greenlit for a small TV series, if I can remember right.
I don't
It's
think
a
that
whole new
ever-
reboot.
I don't think that ever happened, though.
This was just recently, like the end of last year. But I haven't heard anything since, so God knows what's going on with it.
Well, until something new happens with Goosebumps, Five Nights at Freddy's is the only name in family-friendly horror.
You know, if you actually look back, though, have you ever rewatched the original Goosebumps?
Not after growing up.
I don't understand how I thought that was so family friendly. As I've grown up now, I think back, I was like, damn, I was allowed to watch this.
Because people were more laid back in the 90s.
I was allowed to watch this. Ventriloquism is like, I have a fear of it now. Like every time I think of like even Batman, Scarface, I would hate for an Arkham series them
Night
to
of the
reboot.
Living Dummy, right?
Huh?
Night of the Living
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah, I could see. I would never touch another Batman game if they fronted Scarface as the main antagonist. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Scarface.
Yes, the puppet. It was the mob boss puppet. He was controlled by
Wait, are you sure his name was Scarface?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
it was Scarface. I can pull it up.
It kind of does, but at the same time, it really doesn't.
Well, the main bad guy was the ventriloquist, but the puppet's name was Scarface.
Maybe that's why it doesn't sound right. I don't know. That's an older villain.
Yes. The ventriloquist is the name of multiple supervillains appearing in comic books and other media published by DC Comics. All the ventriloquist versions are enemies of Batman, belonging to collective adversaries that make up Batman's rogues gallery.
Mm-hmm.
The puppet that would become Scarface was carved out of the Blackgate Penitentiary gallows by an inmate called Donegan, named Woody. The inmate used him to perform for the other prisoners. When Arnold Wesker was imprisoned, he shared the cell with Donegan and Woody. And then blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
But yeah, the actual puppet's name was Scarface, and you can actually go back to the...
Well, his first name was Woody.
Yeah. But if you go back to Arkham Knight, and you go to the GCPD evidence room, he's actually in the evidence room, and it tells...
I knew he was in one of them, I just couldn't remember.
Yeah. Well, like, technically in all of them. There is an Easter egg for him in Arkham Asylum. You can actually find the puppet in a cell somewhere. Oh, God. I know it was one of the Riddlers, or one of the riddles for the Riddler. You have to scan him. And then in Arkham City, if you look in the bassinet, Harley Quinn's in Harley Quinn's room, Scarface is the quote-unquote baby. That's where the whole theory that she was pregnant in Arkham Knights came from. And then it didn't help that...
well, because there was a positive pregnancy test.
Yeah, that too.
But there was also the box next to it that said, may read false positive.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the expansion, the DLC for Harley Quinn, there was like 20 more pregnancy tests, and they were all negative.
And then, there was a theory that Batman actually kills the baby fighting Harley Quinn. And that's part of the reason why she's...
Even that theory doesn't make any sense. Because that fight with Harley doesn't take place until after, and you already see those negative pregnancy tests there.
No, because in Arkham City...
I'm talking about Arkham City.
You straight up kick her in the fucking stomach before you even reach the room where you see anything involving a baby.
That's not going to change the readout on a pregnancy test.
That's fair.
Pregnancy tests read hormones.
That's fair.
Chemical changes, not a heartbeat.
Do I look like a woman to you that takes a pregnancy test?
Well, I just mean, you pee on a stick and a line shows up. I really don't think it's a heart monitor.
Fucking no. Pay attention to that shit. But, and then it didn't help when they, I think it was the end credit scene for the Harley Quinn DLC where she's humming a lullaby in a sad tone.
I can't remember if that was the DLC or
was it the end of night?
No, that was Arkham City. I can't remember if it was just the main credits or the DLC. It was one of them. But, yeah, she did do that.
So,
I think it was...
Yeah, that theory got way out of hand pretty fucking quickly.
I think it was just the main credits trying to hype up the DLC. I don't think that was actually for the DLC credits.
No, she was supposed to be pregnant in Arkham Asylum.
That was Arkham City.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I played Arkham City before Arkham Asylum.
No, what I'm saying is I know she was... I think she was... She found out she was pregnant in Arkham Asylum, and she lost the baby in Arkham City. That's why I'm telling you.
That's why I remember it so well, because Arkham City was the first one I played.
Oh. Fair enough. I don't know. It's been so long since I actually looked into that whole theory. Which still wouldn't make sense because she's never been pregnant.
Well, she's definitely not getting pregnant now.
No.
She's sleeping with Poison Ivy. Which sounds like a bad and itchy time.
No, we went over that, didn't we? Did we do that on the show?
What's that?
So, the whole story right now with Harley Quinn and Ivy. They are an official thing. They have been for the past 2 years in the comics.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's been hinted at for even longer than
Yeah.
that.
But now it's official. They've officialized it with Harley Quinn's standalone TV show.
They didn't.
Yes.
Because Ivy is with Kite Man.
I know. But they've been sleeping together in her show.
Well, sleeping, but not sleeping.
No, they have been sleeping.
Something like that sounds like it would make
because
headlines.
Harley Quinn has been hopping in between Nightwing and Ivy.
See, that
For years.
something like that, I guarantee would make headlines. It just doesn't sound right. Because here's the thing. The headline that I kept seeing for a while was, low-key, the best relationship in DC is Poison Ivy and Kite Man in the Harley Quinn series. That's what kept popping up everywhere. So if it shifted to actually Poison Ivy and Harley in that show, I'm pretty sure people would be talking about that.
No, but in the comics, they are a thing.
In the comics, they have been.
Yeah, like I said, for quite some time now.
It's hard to put a label on it because it's more like they're. How do I put it?
It also depends on what line of comic you're reading. Because
how do I make this family friendly? It's more like they're bed buddies every now and then.
Yeah. But in one of the mainline comics that DC have been pushing for Batman, Joker's dead. And Harley, that's where they get the Birds of Prey movie streamlined from, or I should say, branched out from this comic. They broke up in Birds of Prey, but Joker's dead. Harley moved on. She's actually quite happy about it. She's... I want to put this family friendly.
Here's the thing. I get people being happy for Harley to be out of an abusive relationship or whatever, and yeah, her being an anti-hero of some sort makes sense in certain storylines, like Injustice.
Or Suicide Squad.
But if you don't have that Joker connection for Harley, why have Harley? It's really the only thing that makes her make sense.
I don't know. But, what was it? I'm trying to put this in a family-friendly way, but I've already said it, so I'm going to say it again. She raped Nightwing. Though, granted, Nightwing was still kind of into it.
Okay, well, I think when you said that to me last time, we were not on the show.
Oh. Okay, she raped... Well, no, I said it like... I said it a few minutes ago anyway. She did. Nightwing was kind of into it. He's like, no, we can't do this. This isn't right, Carly, blah, blah,
well,
blah.
then it's not the
While
R word.
he's tied down, and she goes, oh, just a kissy will do.
If he's into it, it's not the R word.
But he was tied to a chair.
Some people like that.
It still wasn't fully consensual.
No. There's none of this somewhat consensual.
Why is it
whatever.
always not rape when a guy gets raped because he
No.
almost liked
saying,
it?
I'm not saying a guy can't get raped. I'm saying I don't think he was because he enjoyed it.
I feel bad for Starfire.
Like, it's one thing, say, if a teacher does that. So you got a female teacher hooking up with a teenage boy. That's statutory.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's statutory is because if the dude resisted and said no or what have you, any of those things, then that would make it full on the R word, not just statutory R word.
I've already said it. You can
Yeah,
say it too.
I'm not going to fucking feed into it.
Anyway, but after that happened, him and Harley's been jumping between Ivy and Nightwing. Well, then Ivy came to the realization that, holy shit, I'm not poisoning this woman. Because her skin has always been poison.
No.
In some sort of manner, she's either
No.
been able to excrete poison in...
Yeah, but that's a conscious decision. She has
Right.
to choose to do that.
Here recently, though, in the mainline comic, her skin has been poisoned. That's part of her power. She's been struggling for a while to find somebody that she can care for.
I'm gonna make this real easy for you. Every comic for DC that's come out in at least the past 3 years, ignore it.
No, I'm sure.
Pretend it's not canon, because as soon as people wake up, they're gonna undo all this shit.
Oh, I know. We're gonna have another
And
flashpoint.
we'll be
It'll
better
fine.
off. Then we don't need a flashpoint. We just need to go, oh, hey, you know all those things that happened for the past few years? They didn't happen. And everybody's going to be like, okay, that's cool. We'll still buy comics.
Yeah. But
We don't need a major shakeup in the storyline to prove it or anything. Just say it.
But no, the way it's happening now is that Ivy's found out that she's been she's like, I don't know how you don't realize it. You know, you've been sleeping with somebody for God knows how many times, and she's not dead yet.
Because
Well,
DC currently makes no sense.
She realized it's because she thinks she's in love with Batman because of the way he is. You know, it's, oh, you're Batman, blah 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 blah. You're always beating me, blah 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 blah. I kind of like it, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but isn't the new Batman Brandon Black guy? Not Bruce Wayne?
Yes,
Yeah, so it's different. It's not Bruce.
right. But so it's Fox's son, by the way.
No, because he's a different version of the character. Or not a different version of the character. He's
Have you not
he's
watched...
that makeshift like Iron Man Batman type.
Right.
dude.
Have you not watched any of the Bad Blood movies?
Yeah, he was that Iron Man Batman thing.
Right,
He's
yeah,
not
that's-
Batman. He's got a different name.
I know, but it's Fox's son.
So what,
just to let you know who it
He
is.
took over the cape and cowl.
Pretty much. Because Nightwing refused to do it. Of course, Damian's not going to fucking do it because he still has a part of him that really hates his dad.
Why wouldn't Nightwing? It's not like he hasn't done it before. Anybody else remember Batman Incorporated?
Nightwing never wanted it. Even before all this, he's always wanted to be himself. He's always grown up with this whole idea
Yeah, but
that...
he's mature enough to understand the need for Batman.
Right, and
which
he
is
is.
why he was Batman during
But he's
Batman
still a
Incorporated.
fucking child at heart still. He didn't have a childhood. So his thing is, I'm going to be
Eh.
myself. That's why he's in Blackgate right now. Or Bloodhaven. Bloodhaven is his domain.
Well, yeah, generally.
So, anyway.
But that's just so that they could write him out and have a new Robin there.
Yeah.
That wasn't for any bigger story reason.
But, anyway. So, you're an asshole and now I'm off track. Anyway, so Poison Ivy's come to this realization that she doesn't really love Batman. She loves Harley. And that's what's making her vulnerable. That whole natural, and I say natural because of who she is. She's Poison Ivy, born of Mother Nature whole style. Her natural defense is poison, to poison her skin, to keep her safe.
See,
blah, blah,
none
blah.
of these people writing the comics now understand the characters. Not one
Right.
of them.
But that's the whole spiel.
It's
Poison
just a
Ivy
name.
and
It's
Harley
literally
Quinn's love
just a name because Ivy is also a woman's name. So calling her Poison Ivy made sense
Just
as a
saying.
comic book villain. That's it. I just... It's so dumb.
You read too much into the negative, I swear.
They're reading too much into a name.
Just saying.
My name Poison Ivy. I touch you, you die. I touch you, you get real itchy, but if I touch you, you die.
I can see it now. Harley Quinn walking up in that voice. God damn my vagina.
Jesus.
I think you've got to get tested. No, that's just the poison, sweetheart.
You just need some ointment. But I mean, for fuck's sake, next thing we know, we'll see Harley Quinn always riding a fucking motorcycle because her first name is Harley.
Even though her name is...
And Batman will start fucking flapping his arm because his first name is Bat. Are you kidding me? Come on.
I mean, they had the whole human bat story going on for years and years ago.
That's Man Bat. That's not the same thing.
Man Bat.
His name is Man first and then
I
Bat.
swear to God, though, I go back to the whole Harley Quinn thing and her riding a motorcycle. I will be pissed about that. Her name is Harlequin. Harley Quinn. Harlequin, because that's what she is.
No, her name is Harley
I know,
Quinn because it sounds
but
like
the
Harley
whole
Quinn.
stick to her name
Yes, I know.
as
I
a
know.
jester is
I know.
a Harlequin.
But when's the last time you saw her in a jester costume?
That's true, but she still bears the colors.
Her colors now are blue and pink.
It's still in
It's
the Harlequin
cotton
pattern.
candy. It's
still
not-
in the Harlequin pattern, though.
No.
Yes.
She doesn't even wear the card suits anymore. You don't see a diamond, a jack, a club, or a spade. Or, wait.
Diamond, a jack.
Why did I say jack? A diamond, a heart, a club, or a spade. Shut up. But she don't wear that shit anymore. Saying it's still the fucking colors when she's wearing cotton candy. Stupid.
I meant colors like in the flag. God damn it.
Flag.
Yeah. Never mind. You're too negative to get into it anyway, asshole.
I'm just so jaded by DC now.
You're just jaded in general.
Yeah, that's probably true. Accurate statement is accurate.
Here soon you're gonna be judging your own podcast.
Probably. In the back of my mind, I'm going, episode 1 sucked, episode 2 sucked.
I do it too,
episode
it's
3
okay.
sucked. Try to go in and edit shit and post. It's like, oh, everybody already saw it. Doesn't matter.
I was talking to one of my coworkers, and my coworkers found out I was doing a podcast, and they're like, yeah, which one's the best episode? None of them.
We'll let you know when we have a good one.
Right. At this point, I'm just having fun. I don't give a shit which one is good.
Hell, one of them's missing because YouTube is dumb.
All we had to do was click a fucking button.
Here's the stupid thing. I already clicked the fucking button to go live on OBS. I shouldn't have to click that and then click go live on YouTube.
Do you think it
on
was
the back
because
end.
I was in this page?
Huh. I seriously doubt it.
I don't know. I guess we could try it next time and see what happens, and then if we
'Cause
absolutely have to...
For 2 weeks before that, we had that page up when I went live. And we watched it go live.
then I have no idea.
See, I figured it was either just OBS needed to be updated, or I was starting the stream too early with
I
a
don't know.
break in an internet connection,
Yeah.
having to bring it over here.
I don't know.
Because OBS did have to be updated. I did that today.
Yeah, I already updated OBS.
Yeah.
'Cause I
You got the
remember-
prompt before I did because you stream more than I do.
True. Yeah, I remember that came up. That was weeks ago.
No, it was last week.
No. Because I had yet to... Then that was another update. Because I remember that weeks ago there was an update. and I asked you about it, and you said, no, don't do that yet. Let me figure out what the update entails, because they might be changing some things, blah, 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 blah.
Well, no, that's because you wanted me to set up the plugin for simul streaming. That way you could record and stream at the same time.
Oh.
That's why I told you to hold off on that update.
Okay.
And then I still have to get you the plugin so you can simul stream.
Fair enough. I'm not worried about it. Although I'm going to try that tonight, by the way.
Try what?
The recording and streaming at the same time.
Well, there's another way it can happen. And it's what I think I'm going to do just because it's not as resource heavy on the bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you can do, since Twitch can archive your footage for 2 weeks, is you can stream and you're not required to put whatever game you're streaming in the tags. It can be whatever you want. So if you pick a tag that like nobody's using or nobody's watching, just scroll or go to the most watched list or whatever, scroll all the way to the bottom and choose something that has no viewers. You can put that in and you can stream that way, record any footage that you're going to edit and use for YouTube. You just download it from Twitch when it's done.
Fair. Speaking of which, so I've been streaming directly from the Xbox here recently. It's just easier to do at the moment, especially for the games that I've been playing. Lately, it's been telling me what games I have streamed or what games I'm streaming, blah, 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 on the videos.
Yeah.
And then, was it home? It's weird. Hold on, I might not. Because I'm curious. Oh, why won't it?
Has it been saying that you're playing games that you're not?
It's
or?
saying, like, NRF or some shit.
NRF?
I don't remember. Give me a second. There it is.
No reference, fucker?
I
I don't know.
Fucking know. Hold on. And now it's not showing up on like that at all on the videos. So like sometimes it'll say Dying Light. Like I've been playing Dying Light. It'll say Dying Light become or stay human. But instead of doing that, it's null. It's just saying null. This is on my buddy's Twitch. It's not showing up like that on mine.
And it would normally say the name of the game or whatever?
Right, because whenever you stream through the Xbox and you choose a game, it'll automatically update showing you what whenever you log into it or say open a game while you're streaming. Because at first you have to broadcast and then open the game.
Right.
Blah blah blah. And on the broadcast page, you can't show them what game you're playing. It automatically does that through the Xbox.
I would say if you want to fix that, just go on your laptop.
I mean, yeah.
After you start a stream and put one in.
And put one in, which is fine and dandy. But what is this null? If anybody knows, let us know, because I have no freaking idea.
It's probably just a placeholder for nothing selected.
I mean, that's fair. I guess.
That's what null usually is.
But it's weird the way it's all lowercase.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I don't know. It looks weird to me. It feels weird.
Whenever I see null as a placeholder, I always see it lowercase.
Well, damn.
Like, NA is usually uppercase.
Not applicable or
Not applicable.
that one, yeah.
and then null is all lowercase.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just that's the way I've always seen it. I don't know. I feel like we were talking about something else before we got off on this Poison Ivy stuff.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah. Quite a big leap from fucking Five Nights at Freddy's to Poison Ivy. What specifically were we talking about with Five Nights at Freddy's? Shit. Oh, you were talking about Theories, the family.
Yeah.
Because you thought the rabbit suit girl was the inventor's daughter.
And then the
Even though it's not.
older son is supposed to be
not her.
Foxy.
No.
And then supposedly the kid you play as in Security Breach is the youngest son.
Which is also not true.
Well, I don't know. Fucking play the games.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody took a lot of information and tried to dumb it down and only apply it to Security Breach rather than
Right.
actually playing the other games and finding out any lore. William Afton, a.k.a. Purple Guy, a.k.a. owner of Afton Robotics, a.k.a. co-owner of Fazbear Entertainment. He's the guy who, with his business partner, helped design the animatronics.
Right.
After buying Fredbear's Family Diner from the original owners. So the golden suits, whatever, Golden Bonnie, Golden Freddy,
Yeah.
that's where they come from. And then everything else was designed based off of those.
Okay.
So they just expanded the roster. They came out with Freddy Fazbear, where it used to be Fredbear.
Okay.
And I think it's just Bonnie. He doesn't have a last name or anything like that. Based off of Spring Bonnie.
Continue.
Spring Bonnie
I'm listening.
being a twofold name, one for the season, one for the type of suit that it is.
Okay.
It was a spring lock suit. You'd turn a crank, the animatronic parts on the inside would expand out. They would lock into place, sort of, and then a person could hop inside and they can move around in the suit. And that's the suit that William Afton died in. So his soul is possessing his dead body inside that thing.
Okay.
It's complicated. He had 3 kids. His youngest son was afraid of the animatronics. His oldest son was a dickhead.
Yes.
He would wear a foxy mask to terrorize his little brother. There was a birthday...
As one older brother would do.
Right. There was a birthday party. We never find out whose party it was, but they were at the pizzeria, and the older brother and his friends, who were all wearing masks for the animatronics, they each had a different one, they lifted him up and put him inside Fredbear's mouth, put his head inside Fredbear's mouth.
Ooh.
And the animatronic, after a little while, bit down. That's the bite of 87. It crushed the front of his skull.
That kid did.
He didn't die right away.
No.
He spent a few days being mostly dead, but pretty much comatose in a hospital. That's the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, is his nightmares while he's in a coma.
Fuck that.
His daughter is trapped inside Circus Baby. I forgot her name there for a second. Sister location. It's
Is that the mask?
Mask.
Yeah, there's... I don't know. I keep seeing one with a mask. It's white mask with
purple lines and
yeah.
red circles.
Yeah.
That's the security puppet. That's something different.
Oh, okay.
That is his business partner's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, that gets a little more complicated. But William Afton, his daughter Elizabeth, we found out her name in Pizzeria Simulator, basically FNAF 6. Those animatronics were designed to where if they found themselves in a situation where there was only one kid around, they would kill the kid. No witnesses because there's only one person around.
Yeah.
They'd always be scanning for who the people were, the ages, and how many people were around at any given time. He did the best he could to keep his daughter away from Circus Baby, but, kids are going to be kids.
Yeah.
And since she would never have the ability to go see that animatronic, which was supposed to be designed for her, or so she said, she took the opportunity during one of the parties. She was alone, and you find out that Circus Baby actually has an ability that others don't. She can make ice cream in her chest cavity. Like, actually mix and make ice cream.
That sounds a little weird.
Well, that way the ice cream's always fresh.
Yeah, ice cream's always fresh.
Well, there was also another component to that, and that was a claw arm.
Chomp, chomp, bitch.
So when Elizabeth was alone, walked up to Circus Baby, the chest opened up to start making ice cream. Claw arm grabbed the girl by the head, pulled her in, killed the daughter. So now her soul is trapped inside that one.
That's just fucking...
Yeah.
This is for children?
You don't see it happen.
That's fair.
Anything that we actually sort of see that happens in the game, like death-wise,
Yeah.
is either a really short jump scare type of screen where you
Right.
don't actually see anything happen, just something coming at you, or it's in like Atari-style gameplay where they can't be detailed enough to show you anything.
Fair.
You just kind of have to imply all of it. The older son, he's the one who got scooped in sister location.
Okay.
He's Michael. The only one that we don't have a name for is the littlest of the children. So
from my
that's why
understanding, though,
people are making the Gregory connection. Plus the shirt design kind of matches,
right.
But it's not him. It's a completely different
Is
time.
is that the crybaby face that we see in a lot of the 8-bit segments? That's the youngest.
The
son,
crying child?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. So that makes sense.
But we also find out there are multiple crying children. There's one main one, which is the youngest Afton child.
Yeah.
But the others are the other victims of Afton right before they die. Like, one of them was thought to be the youngest Afton child outside of the pizzeria in one of those Atari minigames. But come to find out, what that actually was Henry, William's business partner's daughter. She was outside. She got locked out, and the security puppet was supposed to be watching her, but people piled up boxes on top of the jack-in-box thing that it stays in, so it couldn't get out.
Oh, shit.
So William, outside of the pizzeria, tracks her down, brings her back into an alleyway, and kills her.
Oh, God.
The security puppet finally manages to get out of that box, goes outside because it knows where the security tags are, but it's raining outside and it's damaging the animatronic as it's trying to crawl to her.
Yeah.
And it ends up laying across her body as it deactivates. And that's how she possesses that one. So you've got the two daughters. One is a villain. The other's trying to help the lost souls.
Yeah. So who the fuck is this little bunny thing in Security Breach? It's not an animatronic.
No, that's Vanessa. You have to play Help Wanted and, what's it called? Special Delivery, the mobile game.
Okay.
In Special Delivery, I can't remember how exactly you access it. There's extra parts to the game.
As there is.
Email contacts between her and one of the tech support guys. God, it's been so long, and I've only read them once. She seems like she's going crazy. She was acting normal to begin with, but it also seems like she has ties to the company. Well, in Help Wanted, you find out that the original beta testers not all of them lived, and they found something in the code. That something in the code was the digitized soul of William Afton. The components that were used to make this game, some of them came from his suit.
Oh, shit.
So he was able to infect the game and try to escape through someone's body. Who he ended up getting was this woman named Vanessa. And he escaped in her head. Sort of. Kind of brainwashed her.
Yeah.
She's no longer normal, let's put it that way. And then in Security Breach, you find out she has a therapist. You can actually listen to some of the sessions that she had.
Right.
I think she had 3 total therapists. The first one was there for one of the tapes. The second one, I think, was there for 2. And then the last one was there for all the rest. But she's telling these stories about who she used to be, her previous life, and none of them are fucking true, which you don't find out until later. She didn't have a bad childhood. None of this stuff is real.
She's
just going crazy. And she's been talking to someone, but they can't figure out who. Well, that person she's talking to is most likely William. So what she's doing is she's trying to appease him. She's got his suit recovered from the events of Pizzeria Simulator. That's the place that burned down.
Yeah.
But they never recovered that animatronic, which was something you find out from a book. Like I said, this is really complicated. You got to put all these pieces together. And we only found that out by accident because the book ended up getting leaked on Amazon early. So somebody bought it really quick before it got taken down.
Yeah.
Took screenshots. And I think they only had a digital copy. So with the whole rights and everything, I think it auto-deleted or whatever have you. I don't know how Amazon does their ebooks. But they posted screenshots of what happened with the evidence that was collected from Pizzeria Simulator, and that suit was never recovered. So there was no confirmation of his death.
Right.
Well, she's been fixing him underneath the Pizzaplex. You don't see him until the actual true ending of the game.
Right. Now, whenever you go under the pizza, what's under the Pizzaplex? That's the burnt down pizzeria, isn't it?
It's either one of them or it's Fredbear's Family Diner redesigned. We don't know exactly which location it was. We're pretty sure it was Pizzeria Simulator, but can't really say for sure because the place was supposed to have burnt down, but nothing. Everything looks damaged, but nothing looks burnt.
Right.
You know? So never really got an answer for that.
I don't know. I've just seen bits and pieces and little bit of gameplay that I've seen, so I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I'm not going to act like I do. I'm not going to say that I do. And I still honestly have no fucking interest in doing it. I might watch like one of those fucking, what's that channel on YouTube that does all the timeline videos?
I don't know.
Fuck. I don't remember. It's mostly, like, it's the one channel I go to for video games that have really convoluted stories. Convoluted stories. Like Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's got a straightforward story if you know how to pay attention to it. But if you don't have the, like, I've played every game.
Yeah, I know which channel you're talking about. I just can't remember the title because they did a Kingdom Hearts one, too.
Yes. But it's I've played every Metal Gear game, but I've played them in such long time spans that I forget how the story adds up, and so I have to watch their videos just to do it. And especially like a game
the
like,
leaderboard.
Yeah, leaderboard. But Metal Gear is one of those games where it can be very straightforward if you pay attention. If you pay attention. But if you play the game within... If you were like me that played them when they came out, it's very easy to get lost. Like, I didn't play them in one, playthrough, one after the other, within a year time span. No, I played them when they came out. Which reminds me,
where exactly does Phantom Pain exist in the timeline? Because Venom Snake is Big Boss, right?
Yes. Yes. So it's after what was it? It was the portable game that they released. You take over it's the official Diamond Dogs game. It's like, this is the Diamond Dogs, this is who we are, blah blah blah. This takes place in that timeline. which is somehow connected still to the other time. It's all one timeline, but this is Phantom Pain is this snake from the portable game. Because you have Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, Venom Snake, Snake Eater, and then you have Boss and Big Boss. Big Boss was originally Solid Snake from Metal Gear 1 and 2, or 1. You learn to find out that he's actually...
You learn to find out?
You come to find out that... Well, you gotta learn to find out anyways. That he is actually the main villain. You kill him off. You become Boss. Or you end up becoming Solid Snake. Then Metal Gear Solid starts. You play a Solid Snake. You find out that you're a clone of Big Boss, the original Big Boss. Amongst other clones, your brother, Liquid Snake, which is also the perfect clone, quote unquote. That happens. Number 2 starts. Which would be, Metal Gear Solid 2 starts.
You know what? Now I think I know what the problem is. More specifically, my problem, and people like me. If you can start on a story while it's going on, no matter how convoluted it gets, it's A, easy to follow, and
right.
B, more enjoyable to listen to or watch or what have you. But if you're going into it seeing this already there, big expansive lore like Metal Gear.
Yes.
Because I've never actually played the games.
Right. It's easy to get lost.
Well, it's not just that. It's that it's kind of intimidating to even start in the first place.
Oh, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Because that's kind of the same problem I have with the Fate series, the anime.
Yes.
It's like, where the hell do you start?
Because, see, when I started with the Fate series, I started with Fate, or was Fate Stay Night. Was it Fate Stay? No, it was
Fate Stay Night was the first one.
That was the one where... what was his name? The fucking serial killer. Ends up killing a bunch of little kids.
I don't know. I haven't actually watched it.
Really? Oh, God. I love it.
That's part of the thing. There's so much there. I've heard that there's alternate timelines, different endings. I'm like,
Fate Stay Night.
But where do I start, though? Where does it start making sense?
Ask Kyle. He knows. One of his favorites. He's the one that got me into it. He's like, watch this, blah, blah, blah. And I got into it. I'm like, okay, cool. He goes, oh, by the way, this is Fate Zero. This happens before this. And I'm like, why was it released afterwards then?
Right. Well, I mean, to a point, I understand that happening. Back to Kingdom Hearts. Birth by Sleep coming out after Kingdom Hearts 2, even though it happened 10 years before the first game. You kind of have to go into it knowing who some of these characters are and knowing some of the plot lines
Why is it
to
so
understand.
hard just to release content in the order you intend to release them? Why are prequels a thing?
Because they expect you to go into it knowing who certain characters are and what their motivations are.
Shit.
And then you go into it to learn why they are the way they are.
But the thing is, there's a difference between prequels. So you've got prequels like a simplified prequel, which would be the Borderlands prequel, and the pre-prequel.
You mean the pre-sequel?
The pre-sequel.
Yeah, I didn't play those.
They don't make it convoluted because these games are short enough as it is. The lore is there, but it's not so expansive that you can get lost. It's pretty straightforward if you just follow the story. Okay, there's nothing expanded to it that would make you think that you need to play these games to understand it because they already tell you within the original mainline games. Now you just have a chance to play it. Then you have games like Kingdom Hearts and Metal Gear where we have all these games. By the way, here's a prequel right dead center in the middle of it. And we have no idea. And then again, the Fate series. They
well,
don't tell us.
I can't speak to others, but with Kingdom Hearts, they only go back when it's relevant.
Okay.
Like when you need to know what happened before to understand what's coming next.
Then let's go back to the Fate series. Mind you, when you watch Fate Stay Night, they kind of tell you about the Guild Wars. But they don't go to the beginning in any way whatsoever. We meet the Covenant, which is the people that put these Guild Wars on for the what is it called? Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, the Covenant, this Covenant that puts on the war every century or so. And we know that's there, but then you release Fate Zero, and then they drop you into this whole universe that's set way before that, and you're like, they didn't even tell us this was going to be a sequel. And even when they do,
Well, with a name like Zero.
fair, but it makes it difficult to understand that it's a sequel, though, because in none of the previous installments do they cut back to this time or explain more of what this is. It's just a shortened out, spatted out version of, hey, by the way, this is why this is here. Oh, we pulled this hero out because of this. But where's the rest of it? It's just simplified lore that doesn't make any sense when you release something new that's a sequel.
Right.
With things like Borderlands, we already have the aftermath, and then they make a prequel of something of a story that's already been told. The story has been told. It's been established. It's just now you get a chance to experience it. With the Fate series, that lore and that story, it has not been established at all. They just throw us into it, and then, by the way, here's a sequel. That doesn't make sense to me. It makes it same way with Metal Gear. By the way, here's a story. Here's bits and pieces of the lore, but not enough for you to go back midway through the fucking installments and say, here's a prequel, by the way. I don't know what this is. And yeah, it's a Metal Gear game, but where am I at in the story? How far back am I? How close are we to, the beginning of your installments?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. You can't do that to a player or a watcher. You're making our brains hurt.
Well,
I'm dumb. Don't do this to me.
I'll give Phantom Pain a little bit of credit because of the introduction of Psycho Mantis. So it kind of gives you some kind of idea. But I mean, if you haven't actually played the earlier titles, you're just
Right.
This is your jumping on point for it.
So
They're kind of expecting you to know who Psycho Mantis is at that point.
The thing about Psycho Mantis, he's relevant with a lot of irrelevance to the story. Because, and they did this with the last game that they released, which was, oh God, the one after Phantom Pain, the sequel to Phantom Pain. The one where you're big boss.
There was one after Phantom Pain?
Yeah, where you're big boss, but you're not big boss.
I didn't even know there was.
Yeah.
I thought Phantom Pain was the latest.
No. This one, because right after that, they even released another one that nobody bought because it was garbage anyway.
I know there was one in pre-production, but I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, Metal Gear Survival. Or something like that.
Survive.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right. Phantom Pain was the last one. I was getting confused with Ground Zero because Ground Zero was the prequel to Phantom Pain.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, I was gonna say because Phantom Pain was 5.
yeah, and they don't even really give an introduction to So this is where it gets confusing. So you're talking about the little boy that looks like a girl. She's flying around through most of the game. She doesn't really have much of a story. If you get the true ending to the game, if you're able to access that, it actually steals the nukes, and everything goes haywire again. It's really weird. She actually possesses, or it. I'm going to say it because it looks like a little girl. It might be a little boy. We're not even still sure that it is Psycho Mantis. We just know that this child has had the same experiments done as Psycho.
Let's find out.
Because you are talking about the little red-headed child.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we're sure. I haven't read anything or heard anything that's actually Psycho Mantis. Because Psycho Mantis was
Well, they're calling him Psycho Mantis, and they say he.
which is weird because Psycho Mantis has an established story.
Yeah, he was the psychic member of Foxhound.
Right. This little redhead child was never part of. Well, I mean, this is a prequel, mind you, to all the other games. But, yeah, that's the other thing. Ground Zero and Phantom Pain are supposedly sequels. Which is weird because in Phantom Pain, you're not even Big Boss. Did you know that?
Sorry, I was reading what?
No, you're not even Big Boss in Phantom Pain. The whole time you're meant to believe that you are Snake, Big Boss. And no, you're just a fucking soldier of the Diamond Dogs that had cosmetic surgery. And they play it off as, at the beginning of the game, you make your character, right?
Yeah.
And they make you believe that this character you're making is for your multiplayer experience. No, that's who you're playing as the whole time. At the end of the true ending, you look in a mirror and you hold your face where you have all the implants or from all the shrapnel.
Yeah.
And the mirror shows the reflection of the character that you made. And then it turns around and Snake's face is like gone. Because you've been playing as that character you created the whole time.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, it says Psycho Mantis was 30 when he died in the first game.
Right.
But I don't know how long
see,
gap there is between.
If I can remember right, Psycho Mantis that we end up fighting in the first game that changed boss fights forever. If I can remember right, he was originally part of the Soviet Union, captured, had experiments done on him, blah, 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 blah. And then once he escapes, becomes a leader, or becomes a member of Foxhound. And then, of course, Foxhound turns on you and blah, 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 blah. Liquid Snake is my brother, blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, you're also clones of the original Big Boss.
Okay, so I'm seeing an actual confirmation that is Psycho Mantis. He's just using a different code name during Phantom Pain.
Okay.
I can't even pronounce that. It's Russian.
Like I said.
So the next question is, when does MGS5 take place? When does MGS5 get good? Okay, 84. So since he was born in, I think it was the mid-1970s, I think it said.
I think so.
Yeah. So, well, maybe it's closer to 1970. Let's just go with 1970 for the sake of it, because that means 14 during Phantom Pain. And then Metal Gear Solid 1 takes place in 2005.
Yeah, which makes sense. And then Metal Gear Solid 3 takes place during the Cold War, supposedly, which is fucking weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, it gets strange. Because it's weird, because you don't even find out that you're the clone of Big Boss until Metal Gear Solid 3. Because you end up, you go through this whole war. You find out that the main villain, which is some chick with white hair, I don't remember her name. You end up getting her gun. But she's been working for the U.S. government the whole time. She's been undercover. But to make sure her cover doesn't get blown, and that the big boss name, because she's the original big boss, she's one of the current big boss in this story. To make sure that the big boss name doesn't get dirtied, she goes, "Go ahead and kill me anyway. It'll look good for you. It'll look good for the U.S. government. It's fine, whatever." Go through that whole long cutscene, beautiful cutscene. All the white flowers turn red. It's gorgeous. And then at the end of the game, once everything's said and done, you go to the big boss's gravesite.
I remember seeing that.
And then a man walks up from behind you that looks
Yeah.
exactly like you. He explains to you who you are. And it blew the story out of the water from there. And it's bad.
I don't know. That's just weird. I mean, to be fair, at least when it jumps through time, it's telling full chunks of the story.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad as something like Five Nights at Freddy's, where you got to go from games to books to mobile stuff, what have you, and piece it all together as you go. And it's all out of order. So they get credit there. But it's also...
Time to go.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Because otherwise we could go on this for another few hours.
True. Well, guys, we appreciate everybody that watching.
Everybody that watching.
Everybody that watching. Everybody that watches. Last week's episode will be on YouTube. As soon as we can get it on YouTube, we apologize.
Yeah, it's just not letting me sign into Twitch. That's the problem.
We'll get it fixed. But until next time.
Hey, also, leave questions in the Facebook group. You can tag us on Twitter. Do whatever you want. If you got any questions, it doesn't even have to be about us. We'll answer anything. Get weird with it.
Please.
Kid says within reason. I say get as weird as you want. I don't care. I'll answer it all. And as soon as we get 10 viewers
I
at
was trying to be a bit family friendly with that one.
I mean, we can just tailor the answers to make them family friendly.
That's fair.
And don't forget, as soon as we get 10 concurrent viewers between YouTube and Twitch, even if it's like 5 and 5 or 2 and 8, doesn't matter. 10 total, we break out into song. It's your guys' choice.
Don't forget to check out W Energy, because this is what this episode is brought to you by.
Speaking of, there we go.
Hey!
W Energy. Use code Off-track for 10% off your purchase. Support the people that support us. That's capital OFF hyphen capital TRA capital K.
Yeah, I got my starter pack in today, and I enjoy it. I really do. Everything I said last week was true.
Yep, and I got to try it this week. I'm actually impressed. I don't like lemonade at all. I absolutely hate it. This is a lemonade that I would not mind drinking. It's good.
I'm excited for the new flavors.
Can't wait. Be
But
better
until
with
next
W.
time, we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.